Long story short, I moved from Birmingham in 2 weeks and I don't really know where I'm going. Hey guys, welcome back to my channel, or welcome to my channel if you're new. If you can tell by the title, today is another story time, life update, whatever you want to call it. Before we get started, make sure to hit that thumbs up and subscribe. So if you guys follow me on social media, which I would love for you to do if you want, handle is @HannahWilliamsPhoto. It's mainly for my photography, but I also do like snapshots of my life and things like that. And I post vlog updates there. So if you follow me on social media, you know that I'm moving. And if you watched one of my very first vlogs where I talked about moving, you know that originally I was moving to Dallas. So things have changed. Long story short, I moved from Birmingham in 2 weeks and I don't really know where I'm going. To say that that is less than ideal is an understatement. That is nothing like what I thought June was gonna look like when I told my roommate and my family that I wanted to leave Birmingham in June. I was like, oh, I'm gonna have a job, I'm gonna have like this plan and this plan. But the thing is, like, things are taking a lot longer than I thought they would. Unexpected things have come up with my family and just, you know, life happens. And I'm in a season right now of having to like really accept that and be okay with it. And that's really hard for me. I just sneezed. Sorry. Here's the situation. If you saw my first vlog, you saw that I went back to Dallas when I thought I was gonna move, and I looked at apartments and it was really long. Basically the whole time I was there, I was incredibly stressed. I was like, I didn't feel good about it. I had been praying about it and I was like, I don't feel like this is where the Lord wants me right now. I don't feel like this is where I'm supposed to be. I feel like this is a really easy way out. And it kind of was, in the sense that like I went to college at SMU in Dallas. My family lives in Fort Worth. I know people out there. Like, it's not easy. I would have still had to have like a new community and I still would have had to find a job, but it's not anywhere like what I'm thinking about doing, and I'll get to that in a second. So I think in that first vlog, I told you guys I was gonna post another video of apartment tours. That's not gonna happen, just because I don't wanna waste time editing a video of apartments that I'm not gonna live in, and also like in a city I'm not gonna live in. So yeah, I love Dallas in the sense I loved going to college there. I love my friends there. I love visiting, but for me at this point in my life, it is not the right fit for me. And I don't know how else to say that than just say I feel it in my gut. And I think sometimes it's hard for people to understand that, especially like loved ones who want you to move there and you're like, I love you, but like, it's just not right. But backtracking a little bit, since high school, I have loved California. And some of you probably already know where this is going. My top choices for schools were in California. I ended up touring SMU. It was like one of my last schools I toured, and I just fell in love with it. Ended up getting waitlisted at my #1 school in California, and so I was like, you know what? I'm just gonna go to SMU. This is gonna be great. And also, like 40% of the SMU student body is from California. So like I had a lot of friends from there, and it was just always kind of in my brain. So recently, after like knowing I was gonna leave Birmingham, trying to figure out where I was gonna go, LA has just kind of like been on my mind, and it's really been on my heart. And that's been very confusing because I only know like 4 or 5 people in LA. I actually realized the 4 or 5 people, I get to know like more and more people as I like start digging on like LinkedIn and like Facebook, and I'm like, oh my gosh, we went to college together and you live there and you live there and whatever. So I am looking at moving to LA. I will say that is not set in stone. I think sometimes it's really hard because like you say something on the internet or you like mention something and people are like, and then if you like sway from it, I feel sometimes that people are like, but you said this. And I'm like, I know, but things change. So deal with it, deal with it. I'm also looking at Austin. I'm even looking at Houston. The thing is, I'm really working on not going to a city just to go to a city. But I think the hard thing about LA is that I've dreamed about it for a really long time. I've actually had, and you know, take this with what you will. Like if you don't believe in this kind of thing, like that's totally your thing. Like that's your prerogative. But like I actually do believe in signs. And when my mom and I were in New York, I'm not gonna go into a lot of detail just because I don't wanna like give away people's stories or whatever. I met people in New York almost every single day. I had an interaction with like a stranger or like a friend that we met, or like, and when I say friend we met, I literally mean like I met people and they became my friends in New York. Just in that like 5-day span, my mom and I were there, which is just like totally bonkers. But all these people led me to LA, and that sounds really funky and like weird. Like this first people we met, they were from LA, and the girl was like, here, let me give you your business card, and she gives me her business card, and now we've been talking about jobs in LA. Like my mom and I had coffee, or not coffee, we had drinks with one of my mom's artist friends, and he was telling me, you know, that he took a huge risk when he was my age, and you know, taking a risk is always a good thing to do. And I will be honest, I haven't taken a lot of risks. So I think that LA could be a really good one. And then I've had other friends who are like, oh my gosh, you're gonna love it here, I can totally see you here. And that's hard to ignore because people could easily, like people I love and trust could easily tell me, you know, I don't think it's the right fit for you. I think you would do better here, but like try it if you want. Everybody has been like, this is it for you. And the thing is too, while I want to live in LA, I have always been fascinated with fashion and entertainment and beauty, and I really have never allowed myself to pursue those. I've always kind of thought like, well, that's not realistic. But the thing is, I'm at a season and a point in my life where like, I can do that. Like I can pursue those goals and those like ideas, and that's so freeing and awesome. I don't have to like pigeonhole myself or like put myself in this box. Like so right now I do, I've been doing freelance graphic design and like social media and things like that. Freelancing has been fun, but freelancing is extremely stressful. And I'm ready to do it in an environment where I feel challenged and I'm around people all the time and I'm not working alone and things like that. So I feel like I'm rambling. Ideally, I would love to move to LA next month, which is insane to say. I would love to just move to LA, get a job, like start grinding, go and hustle. But the thing is, reality wise, that's gonna be really hard financially for me just to like move out there and not have anything set up. So a lot of prayer is happening at the moment. A lot of prayer. I go to counseling regularly, and my counselor has been incredibly helpful with this, because one important thing I should tell you all is that I've never had a situation happen or have a decision being made where I haven't had a lot of support. And without going into too much personal details, having support from my family and friends has been hard. A lot of my family and friends have been like, I don't get it. Like, why would you want to live there? There's this whole stereotype about LA that LA is gonna like suck your soul out. That might be true, but the thing is, I can stand my ground. And what I loved is one of my really close friends from high school, we were talking on the phone the other day, and she said to me, just do it. She was like, you move out there, you don't like it, you move back. Yes, like, you know, that's not ideal, and money has been lost, and like, et cetera, you can go down the whole list of why that's a bad idea. But the thing is, you took a risk and you did it. And it's probably gonna pay off at some point. It's funny, one of my favorite movie quotes of all time is from a random movie with Matt Damon called We Bought a Zoo. And he says, if you have 30 seconds of insane courage, I promise you something great will come of it. That doesn't mean that something great's gonna come of it in that moment, but something great could come of it later on. So regardless if it's 30 seconds or a move or whatever, just having a time of insane courage where you're just like, I have no idea how this is gonna go, but like, here we go. It's gonna pay off in some way. When I first moved to Birmingham, my job was not great. I did not like it, but I was like, how? And through a lot of crying and through a lot of phone calls with my parents, I was like, okay, you know what? I took a risk. I was one of my only friends from college who left Dallas, and I am so glad I did, because the payoff has been incredible. The last 3 years in Birmingham have been such a sweet time that I, in my wildest dreams, would have never expected. The moral of the story is, I am moving in 2 weeks, and I don't really know where I'm going. Now, when I say that, I am going back to Fort Worth with my parents. I'm gonna go help them. They're actually doing a move themselves, so I'm gonna go back and help them. And I've given myself about a month to figure out what I'm gonna do. If things don't pop up in LA or Austin or Houston, figuring out like, okay, what does this look like? LA definitely is my first choice. That's where a lot of the jobs that I'm interested in are. However, I'm not gonna turn down a job if it's in Austin or Houston. Those are two really great cities, and they would both be solid adventures for me. That's what I really want. I'm ready for an adventure, and I'm ready, like, I am nowhere near ready to settle down, and so I am ready for something new, something that's gonna be a risk. But yeah, I have actually almost packed up my place, like, except for like furniture, things are moving. Oh, this is what we are looking at. This is the packing situation. I have really packed up a lot of clothes, things like that. Some things are in our basement, but this is where we're at the moment. Thank you, like, Jesus Lord Almighty, for my mother who has done all my moves, and she's helping me handle it all, which, like, thank you, Mom. I hope this video made sense. If it didn't, I'm sorry, but that's an update on my life. I've actually had several people reach out and be like, what are you doing? Like, where are you going? And the funny thing is, I don't know where I'm going. And if you get anything out of this, just know that, like, this has not been easy. I have a smile on my face and I'm being peppy and whatever right now. There has been a lot of tears and a lot of confusion, and I want to be completely transparent with that. In this season, I have doubted God more than I ever have in my entire life. I went to church last Sunday, and it was one of those sermons at church where you're like, okay, basically God, like, might as well have had like an arrow pointed at me and was like, this is for you. 2 days before I went to church on Sunday, I told my mom on the phone, I said, I don't trust God. I don't trust that God has my best interest at heart. I have applied for over 20 jobs and I have not gotten one. I don't understand what God is doing with me. This is so frustrating and so confusing, and I just think he just doesn't love me, and basically I was like, he just doesn't have my best interest at heart. So going to church on Sunday, we studied Matthew 4, 1 through 11. Matthew 4, 1 through 11 is basically a passage where Jesus has been fasting for 40 days and 40 nights, and Satan comes to him and he's like, I can give you everything. Like, your God, like, your father and God has like totally forsaken you and left you here. Like, let me give you it all. Like all these things that he was like, let me tempt you and let me give you these things. And Jesus was like, no, because obviously no. And what I took from that is, you know, God is not tempting me with this move. He is not dangling a carrot being like, oh, you want to move to LA? Like, oh, I'm going to give you some like opportunities, but like, they're not going to pan out. That was me dangling a carrot. The thing is, Satan is the one that tempts me. Satan is the one that comes into my brain and he's like, you know, you really wanted that job and that didn't work out for you. That probably, like, I don't think God's really looking out for you. Like, I don't really think God has your best interest at heart. And oh my gosh, that is so easy to believe. To be like, you know what? I don't think he does. Like, I don't think God really cares about me or loves me, which is false. God definitely cares for you and loves you, and he loves me. And that is something that's really keeping me going through this season of completely unknown, of being like, you know what? I don't know what's gonna be. And I just have to know that, like, Birmingham was a completely unknown for me and it panned out so well. So whatever's next, even though it's totally unknown for me too, is gonna have incredible payoff. Guys, I hope you enjoyed this video. I will keep you updated on my life. If you will follow me on social media, Hannah Williams Photo, that is where I post the most. I hope you guys liked this. Make sure to give it a thumbs up, subscribe, and I will see you guys next time. Bye.